Good evening, everybody. Hey, it's Cutler here on the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast. And I do want to just put this out there and say happy Veterans Day to all of the veterans, those of you who have fought to keep us safe and to keep terrorism away from our home front as much as possible. Um, Thank you so much. I certainly salute you. I don't know where our country would be without our veterans. And of course, we have lost countless lives because of war. We have lost countless lives because of battles and differences and those sorts of things. But today we stop, we pause, and we salute our veterans. We thank you. We certainly thank every one of you. I know that some of you, as I'm reading the comments, some of you have indicated that you are Navy vets. So I'm probably going to try to shout you all out as much as possible. But listen, if you're passing by my channel for the first time, do me a favor. Just 1,800 seconds. I got some good stuff I want to talk about this evening. I really do. So I'm going to say good evening to everybody. And I'm just going to ask you all this. I want to start this conversation off. I know we're only here for 1,800 seconds. So if this is your first time, do me a favor. Just go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Do a thumbs up on the conversation. Check the notification bell. It lets you know when I've gone live, when I've uploaded new content, all those sorts of things. And I want you all to invite people here because this is about inspiration. It's about motivation. It's about just trying to show up tomorrow a little bit better than we did today. It doesn't mean that today was bad. It does not mean that today was a flop or a loss. It means that we are doing the work. That's what I like you all. We are doing the work to see how we can show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. I want to deviate tonight and offer you just a few other things. All right. I want to deviate and offer you just a few other things, but I want to ask you all this. I want to start the conversation by asking you all this. Do the people who you love know that you love them? Y'all know I'm going somewhere with this. Do the people you love know that you love them? One more time for those in the back. Do the people you love know that know that you love them? I want to talk about that as soon as I get back. I will shout out the LTTC VIPs. I'll hold up the book. I'll do all of that as soon as I come back. Meanwhile, you all do a thumbs up on the conversation and go and get the fellow passengers and tell them, come on, let's talk to Cutler. I'll be right back.
Let's talk to Cutler. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to Cutler. Woo!
All right. Let's see. I am so thankful to have you all here this evening. I mean, you all jumped in here. So what I'm going to do is to just shout out the LTTC VIPs. Can I tell you all that I know that our conversations are sometimes divinely, and I think very often that they are divinely inspired, because as I look at the chat that's already taken place, there's something I see that addresses something I wanted to chat about this evening. I'm amazed when that sort of thing happened. But I want to shout out our LTTC VIPs. They are the first three people to get in the chat room each evening. They are Annie Cutler, and Annie says, "Let's ride, let's ride." We are riding, and I tell you where we're riding. We're riding along the highway as we are reading these billboards to better. We are passengers along a highway, and we're going somewhere. We're going to a space and a place that is called better. We're going to a place and a space that's called victory. We're going to a place and a space that is called success. We're going to a space and a place that is called conquest. That's where we're heading. And on our journey there, the goal is not to get there by ourselves, but it is to take somebody else along with us, because I really believe that there are times when, as we're traveling life's road, some days some of us get a little weaker than others. but we're here to just one day on the days when I'm weak. My expectation and hope is that I have friends who will pull me up and who are stronger than where I am in the moment. We're not always our strongest, but the goal is that we have people in our lives, in our spaces, in our circles who, when we are weak, they are strong. And when they are weak, we are strong enough for them. All right. So that's where we're going. That's what this ride is all about. And then I want to shout out another LTTC VIP, and that is Natural Diva, who says, Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans and family members. I am a Navy vet. Natural Diva, my friend, my sister, we salute you. Thank you so very much for your service to us. And Natural Diva goes on to say, enjoy the balance of your evening, riders. I'm dealing with the death of a friend. Please keep me in your prayers. You have my deepest condolences. And sometimes hearing that so often, I know that just people sometimes saying my condolences, that in and of itself can be overwhelming. So my hope and my prayer is that you will be strengthened to manage even the thoughts and the love of people who are reaching out to you, because it sometimes can be overwhelming when people constantly say, my condolences, I'm praying for you, I'm praying for your family. Because what I know, Natural Diva, is this, my friend, that each time you hear it, it is a reminder of your loss. It comes from a good place. It comes from a good space, out of the kindness of people's heart. But the more you hear it, the more it reminds you of where you are. So I pray for you. I pray for everything that concerns you, all of your family, and all of your friends who are dealing with your loss. My sympathy, my condolences, and my prayers. All right. And then there is K Sharp, who says, good evening to everybody. All right. What is so interesting is that I really, I wanted to talk about grief this evening. I really do. I want to talk about grief, and I still will. All right. So here's the interesting thing. I am going to, and I love, let me just say this, you all. Let me just say this. It does not matter to me at this point how big our community is. God knows it doesn't. But what matters to me, what moves me, is that we can come together in a space like this. And there may be people who we have never even met face to face, whose voices we have never even heard. But in a space like this, a fellow passenger can say, I'm going through something, I'm dealing with something. And as a community, we reach out. That's what life is all about, you all. I say it so often. I don't even know if I'm going to get to the quote this evening, because I am really moved by the fact that we can have somebody in our space that we don't even know, that we have not even necessarily met, haven't even necessarily talked to. And that person, our fellow passenger, our brother, our sister, can say, I'm in a space of need. And out of kindness, out of courtesy, out of what I call divinity and godness, we have the wherewithal to reach out and say, I'm praying for you. You are my thoughts, you are my prayers. I have you. I send you my sympathy. All right. And then by the same token, we can all get up here and we can say, listen, happy Veterans Day to everybody. And then we realize that we're just dealing with life. I love you all so much. I've said it before. I said at the end of every broadcast when I go off, and I'm going to calm down because you all have got me here already. But at the end of every broadcast, you all have heard me say this. Please understand and know that from my heart to yours, there is and will always be so much love. I am thankful for this space that we share, because while I think and hope that I am departing and sharing something with you to say that let's join hands, my friends, my brothers and my sisters, my fellow passengers, we're going somewhere. I want you all to know that just as I'm saying it to you by your thoughts, by your comments, by your texts, by your chats, by your emails, you're saying the same thing to me. Cutler, we're all going. And we're not leaving. We're not getting there without you either. It does my heart glad. So I want to thank you. That's why I don't take it for granted. But you all know what I do. Just for 1,800 seconds, I read the chats. And I read a few of the chats. It's Thursday, so I read the chats, the quotes rather, from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And today, I think I may just get to the one from Saturday. But I want you all to know this. I want you all to know this. It is important to let the people who you love know that you love them. Because my friend Natural Diva, I have another friend who also said to me, I don't know, Cutler, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get through these holidays. Because she too had an earth-shattering loss, completely unexpected. One of her dearest friends suddenly passed. And she called me, she told me about it, and we were having a conversation. And she said, I just hope, I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known that this is going to happen. I wish I would have had the time to say, I love you. And I said, I'm sure somewhere in your conversation, somewhere in your behavior, somewhere in your interaction, your friend knew that you loved him. And she said, I hope so. I said, no, I'm convinced because I know you, and I know that your friend knew that you loved him. So I want to remind us, let people know. Let people know. Let the people you love know that you love them. I think a lot of our quotes this evening center around that. So let me just get to the quote before I just go off and just keep going off. It is important, you all. Let me get. Why would I say that? Because the quote for November the 12th says this: love is more than a noun. Love is more than a noun. Love is more than just a thing that you place on a shelf. It's more than the thing that you put down in a card. It is more than just a thing that you hand and that you handle. When I wrote this particular quote, y'all, I wrote this from the perspective of trying to explain that we sometimes misappropriate words or the value of words. We talk about different colors as an abstract, but they mean nothing until you see them. We talk about different feelings and emotions, which mean nothing until you feel them. And the same thing is true with love. We talk about it sometimes as if it is this concept, this whole notion of being having a certain degree of affinity for something or for someone, or being endeared to someone, but it means absolutely nothing unless you do it. It's more than a noun. Love is a thing that you do. We use that word casually. We use it cautiously. We use it not even cautiously. We use it carelessly, frivolously. And no matter how we say it, it means absolutely nothing until we do it. So my challenge for us tonight is to make sure that we align our actions and our words. Make sure that the people you love know that you love them. I challenge us to be heard by what we do. I challenge us to have a voice through our actions, through our behavior. Because for one of the most off-putting, one of the most offensive things that could ever happen to me is for an individual to respond inconsistently with their words and their actions. We got to let people know that we love them. Give them, Tracy, you're right, give them their flowers while they are here. Natural Diva, you see how, so you see how, my friend, you sharing that really goes right into the conversation that I wanted to have this evening. And I can say this from a place of transparency, y'all, because I've gone through some trying times in my life. God knows I have. And the people who said that they love me, they never showed up. I've been paralyzed and in some moments. And the people who I thought loved me left me emotionally to wonder and navigate through that season of paralysis. And one of the things about me, you all, is before I allow something to make me bitter, I hope this helps somebody tonight. One of the things, before I allow a situation, Danielle, my friend, it's good to see you. Before I allow one of those situations that I go through to make me bitter, I allow myself to walk away with a newfound power and ability. I gain strength. I try to gain strength. I didn't do it so much when I was younger, but I try now as I've gotten older to gain strength from every situation that I go through. I always try to walk away from every experience with a newfound power and a newfound ability. I try to walk away with the power, and in this case, I'm offering it to you all tonight. Learn how to walk away with the power and the right to evaluate and reassess what love looks like for you. Because a lot of times, and you all tell me if I'm telling the truth, you know that there are people in your lives who have said to you, I love you, and you say to yourself, that doesn't look like love to me. Am I the only one? Y'all, please talk back to me in this chat room tonight. People say, I love you, and in your mind, you do an assessment or an evaluation. And you say, well, that's not what love looks like to me. Right? And what I've discovered is that love is not always done the same way. So what is my offering? You all know I don't like to come to this platform without an offering. Cutler, what is your offering tonight? My offering is the power to reassess what love looks like for you. My offering to you is the power to say to those who you love what returned love looks like. That's my offering tonight. The power to reassess what love looks like for you, and the power to let those people whom you love know what returned love looks like. It's what I call reciprocity of love. See, y'all see, sometimes we get upset with people because we don't think they love us, when in reality, they just might not show love, give love, or do love. I think I've had this conversation before. They may not show love, give love, or do love like us. We don't always cook the same way. We don't always speak the same way. We don't always dress the same way. Yet we have similar and sometimes the same experiences. Find out how people speak love. Find out how people do love. Find out how people show love. I think the buzzword these days is find out people's love languages. You know, find out how people do love. And when you find that out, you find, oh, there's not just one template for that. There's not one cookie cutter. There's not just one. I can't pigeonhole what love looks like. I can't pigeonhole how love is done. And because we do it differently, it does not mean that one person is better than the other. It does not mean that one was right and the other was wrong. Because we do love and we expect love based on our experiences. All right? And based on what I call our situated perspectives. We do love and we show love. We expect love based on our experiences. And based on our vantage points. Do yourself a tremendous favor, you all. Do yourself a tremendous favor. Stop getting upset. Cutler, calm down. Stop getting upset with people who you want to love you, only to discover in your mind that they don't. When somebody doesn't love you, don't get upset with them for not loving you. Because the reality may be this. Maybe they don't have the capacity to love you the way that you want them to. So I'm doing as the young folks says, I'm flipping the script. Maybe they don't have the capacity to love you the way that you want them to. So my challenge to us tonight is to make sure that the people we love know that we love them. I've saved myself a whole lot of headache, a whole lot of heartache, a whole lot of therapy sessions by acknowledging that people demonstrate love differently. They demonstrate it differently. My goal, my hope, my desire is always that if people love me, they're going to know how to communicate with me. My goal, my hope, my prayer, my desire is that one of the things that love does consist of, it contains this element of trust and respect. And if you love me, you can do your level best to communicate it to me. We might do it differently, but you can try to do it. Thank you, Vertus. Love includes communication, trust, and respect. And all of those are done differently. I'm not, and I suggest that you all don't go through the headache and the heartache of trying to get people of thinking that people don't love you just based on the fact that they have different experiences. All right? Thank you, MV. Thank you, my friend. She says, MV says, yes, that is what I do. I look to see if a person's action match their words. I look for parallelism and congruence between actions and words, behavior and speech. I do. And I look for it all, Vertus, as you have said, I look for an element of good communication, trust, and respect. Don't y'all frustrate yourself over something as powerful as love. Don't do it. Because what happens is this, you all, when you frustrate yourself over love is powerful. When you frustrate yourself over something as powerful as love, what happens is you end up gnawing at your soul and you dig a hole in your soul. People don't love you. They just don't love you. You walk away and keep on going. Love them yourself and keep on going. That's all I got to say. Just love them and keep on going. And I'll get to the next quote in just a second. I promise you I'll get to the next quote in just a second. But one of the reasons I opened, as I looked at this conversation, my friend Natural Diva, one of the reasons I got to this, I was saying that your conversation was divinely inspired, because as I was thinking about my friend who said to me when she called me, she said, I don't know how I'm going to get through the holidays. It pierced me because she's a good friend of over 20 years. And I was thinking, my God, what can I say? How can I, as much as I keep coming up here every Tuesday and Thursday, hoping to inspire and motivate and challenge us, what can I say to my friend whose heart is aching and whose heart is breaking? What can I say to her about having to deal with grief during the holidays? I might just come back, you all. Whenever you see me do this, it just means that something is really piercing and gnawing at me. And I'm thinking maybe I just need to come back and do a session one evening about dealing with grief during the holidays. My God, it is really something to deal with grief 365 days of the year. But as we deal with it during the holidays, it adds another dimension to the pain. Because what I realized through self-discovery, through therapy, and through talking to other people, you all, what I realize is that when we lose someone who is close to us, someone who is special to us, the reason it hurts is not because we are in pain because of them. Sometimes that is the case. I have friends who have died, and my pain has been because I know that they wanted to live. And I felt bad for them because they did not get a chance to live out the fullness of the lives that I know they wanted to live. I think about my father. Think about my father. The day my daddy died, you all, my father was an exceptional cook. But the day my father died, my father had taken out food to prepare for dinner. My father did not expect to die. And so a part of my sadness was because I was sad for my daddy because I knew he wanted to live. But then we have to understand that another part of our grief, you all, is because we feel sorry for ourselves. I just need to go here tonight. I hope I'm helping somebody else. Because another part of our grief is that we feel sorry for ourselves. Why, Cutler, in the world would you say that we feel sorry for ourselves? Because that seems so egotistical. It is not. Friends and people that you love, they add value to your lives. Their presence adds value to your lives. And when they are no longer gone, you feel like the value added is taken away and the value added is shattered and the value added is obliterated. That is why we grieve. And of all times during the holidays when we're supposed to be happy and jubilant, we feel the value added has now been subtracted. And we deal with heartache and we deal with grief and we deal with mourning. So I'm going to come back to this and probably do a whole complete session about it. But let me share this with you all. Grief is real. I'm far too well acquainted with it. But we grieve for the person who is no longer here. But may I suggest to you all, tell me if I'm on the right track. We grieve for ourselves. My heart is broken because the person who added value to my life is no longer here. And I feel the value has been taken away. Right? And so what is my advice? What is my counsel? Cutler, I don't know if I can inspire, motivate, but I can challenge us to learn how to handle our grief, you all. And so here is what I suggest. Learn to cry and keep walking. Learn to cry and keep moving. Because sometimes, thank God for people who allow a space for us to cry, who allow a space for us to grieve, who allow a space for us to mourn. Because if I have to do it in secrecy, in solitude, in privacy, then it all builds up and it tears me up. And it's just like something welling up inside of me because I feel like I don't have a space to be able to grieve publicly or in front of my friends or in front of my family. Let's give people a space to cry, because that way, little by little, they let it out. Instead of erupting like a volcano, because we have made them think that they can't cry around us. We've made them think that they can't mourn publicly. We've made them think that they can't grieve. I commend you all who really are shoulders that you let people cry on. Cry, keep walking, cry, and keep moving. There are days when I think about my friends. There are days when I think about relatives. There are days when I think about my father. There are days when I think about my great-grandfather. Every Christmas, I think about my great-grandfather who was born on Christmas Eve, and I miss him terribly every year. I'm telling you. I'm telling you all. Allow people to cry. Thank you, Jay Song, for you. And don't cut their cry short. Let them get it out. Don't make people feel as though they can't cry around you, or let them get it out. It is the part. Thank you, Fred. You all are on it tonight. It is a part of healing. I am so glad and I am so thankful for people who offered me their shoulders and meant it. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for people. I'm thankful for friends who saw me crying and caught my tears. Good God Almighty. Who offered me a tissue and said, keep crying, but we're marching right along with you. Keep grieving, but we're moving with you. Never made me feel like I couldn't cry. Life goes on. Let your tears roll and keep on going. I offer you the power to cry and keep moving. Yes, I do. I offer you the power to give someone else your shoulder and mean it. The holidays are meant for joy. They're meant for celebration. They're meant for jubilation. They're meant for all of those things. But there are brothers and sisters who are still dealing with grief. And even if you did not lose a loved one during the holidays, the thoughts of going through the holidays without them. No judgment when I say this. I hope no judgment. My great-grandfather was one of the most influential persons who have ever passed through my life. He was the son of a slave. I had the privilege of having him in my life for 16 years. He died in 1981. Can I tell you this? Every Christmas, I miss him. Every Christmas, I miss him. Friends who are no longer in my life, I miss them. My father, I miss him every single day. Other people who were father figures, who were influential. Down in Atlanta, there was a gentleman, Mr. Bailey. I miss him. I miss him every day. The thought of the years I spent in Atlanta. I miss friends who are no longer there. People who looked out for me. I want you all to grieve. Keep moving. And if you're not in a season or in a space of having to grieve, count your blessings. If you have learned to manage yours without visible or visual outpouring or manifestation, God bless you. my offering. Let's give people our shoulders and mean it. All right. Y'all, I just went off on a tangent, but I hope it helps somebody else. Allow people to cry. Allow people to cry. Let the people who you love, let them know that you love them. Would you all indulge me and just give me three minutes? Because what I want to do is share something with you. I want to read this. You all tell me. You all tell me. Somebody said it's a good tangent. Thank you for the tangent. Would you all just indulge me? Just give me 3 minutes because I want to share this with you. I want us to know the people who are in our lives. And while I have not often shared with you from this book, we don't always get it right the first time. There is a lesson that says, know the people in your life. Auntie, my friend, it's good to see you. And I want to share this lesson with you all. Again, it's from a different book that I don't usually use, but I want to share this with you. This lesson says, know the people in your life. Get to know the people you see on a regular or semi-regular basis. Don't let people meander aimlessly in and out of your day, your life, without getting to know them. Entreat them as a gift to you from the Creator. May I suggest to you that people who come into your lives, many of them are gifts from the Creator. Juanita, my friend, I'm so glad that you joined. Juanita says, this is timely since losing my father in June. Thanks for your words. Juanita, I'm right here with you. I am right here with you. And so this lesson talks about knowing the people in your life. Getting to know them does not mean that you will become privy to the intricate details of their lives, but it shows that you see them, you notice them, and you value them, and you respect them. It helps them to know that they matter. We've got to let people know that they matter. You should notice if they go from walking upright to walking with a limp or bent over or slightly with a lean. You should notice if they go from maintaining an optimistic outlook to having a somber disposition if they are no longer smiling but they're frowning. You should notice if they change their hairstyle, grow a beard, or start wearing glasses. You should notice whether their dialect or their accent is different from yours. Get to know people. Whenever you go into a restaurant, refer to your waiter or your waitress by his or her name. Whenever you walk into a hotel, speak to the housekeeping staff. Be kind to the cashier at your favorite supermarket and the teller at your regular bank branch. Get to know people and ignore the naysayers who are of the opinion that you're being nosy or flirtatious. Speak, be polite, be engaging, ask questions, and be a part of the creation. Let's let the people who we love know that we love them. Life moves so quickly. Life is like a vapor that one moment we see and the next moment is gone. Life is fragile, and we wrestle with regrets, and we wrestle with I should have, I could have, I wish I would have done this. So my offering to us tonight is to reassess what love looks like, and when it becomes important, let's not just let love be a thing, but let's let love be an action. It is the congruence between thought and behavior. That's what love is. I'm telling you all, during this season, when my friend called me a few days ago and said she didn't know how she was going to make it through the holidays because her friend suddenly died, it threw me for a tailspin because I understood what it was like to think that I'm not going to be able to navigate the next day, the next week, because someone that I love is no longer here. And I said, what can I say? What? Y'all, I was reaching for tissue because I said, what can I say to my friends and my brothers and my sisters and my fellow passengers who are on this ride of life with me every Tuesday and Thursday for these 1,800 seconds? What can I say to them? Because no doubt some of them are going through the same thing. What can I say to them to help them get through this season? It's been pressing on me all day, you all. And the only thing I could think to say to you all was cry and keep moving. I never say, I never ever say to people, just get over it. I think telling people to get over it is something when it comes to loss and death and grief and mourning. I think telling people to get over it is one of the most insulting and insensitive things that you can ever say. When it comes to death and grief and mourning, it's one of the most insensitive things that you could ever say. So you are my prayer, my hope, my desire is that every one of us, each of us who deals with heartache during this holiday season, will find an outlet to be able to cry and keep moving, to mourn but keep marching, to weep but keep walking, to cry but keep crawling, to find some trajectory, some inertia that makes me go little by little and trusting that I'll get stronger and stronger to be able to deal with the thing that I'm dealing with. I don't want to go off, y'all. I've gone off already. Thank you all for sharing this space. And thank you all. Thank you, Yvonne Bell. Thank you, Natural Diva. Thank each of you, Juanita, for confirming to me that this conversation that was plaguing and brewing inside of me really was divinely inspired. I pray for us all. I pray for us all, you all. I'm typically only here for 1,800 seconds, but I pray for us all that we learn to offer people our shoulders and mean it. And I pray for us that when people offer us their shoulders, that we learn to take advantage of the shoulders that they extend to us. They're saying, hey, this shoulder means I love you. Lay your head on that shoulder, because when you lay your head on that shoulder, you're saying, I trust you. An extension of a shoulder says, I love you. A head on the shoulder says, and I trust you. I got to get up out of here, you all. Listen, I want to thank you all so much for this time, for this space. Let's keep doing what we do, y'all. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Keep your heads up. Keep your hopes up. Stay safe and stay sane. Let me say this to you all. I got something that's coming your way within the next couple of weeks. We all going to be ready for the holidays. All right? I'm working on making sure that we all going to be ready for the holidays. Y'all know country folk, we just don't put verbs in. We all going to be ready for the holidays. Let me say this as I go. From my heart to yours, please know this. There really is, there honestly is, there truly is, and always will be so much love. My thoughts and my prayers to all of you. Good night. Until the next time.